Hello, I'm James Ryan of the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. This is another installment of the EEOC series of streamed interviews on YouTube. As part of our efforts to make our agency more accessible to the public, we're using new ways like this to deliver information about the work we do to protect people against job discrimination. We're talking today during Women's History Month, so it's a great time to discuss a recent EEOC victory for women workers. In February, our Birmingham district office achieved a $5 million settlement in a federal sex discrimination lawsuit against American Freight, a discount furniture store chain. Today, I'm talking with Marsha Rucker, regional attorney of the EEOC's Birmingham district office, and Alysia Franklin, the lead attorney in this case. Tell me, Marsha, why did the EEOC sue American Freight?
Well, thanks, James. We sued American Freight after first we received a charge of discrimination. In the charge, they alleged that American Freight did not hire women with respect to warehouse and sales positions. After we received the charge, we investigated it and we concluded that there was likely discrimination. As we're statutorily required to do, after a finding of cause, we conciliated the case, meaning we tried to reach an agreement without first having to file a lawsuit. In this case, we were not able to successfully conciliate the charge, so we did in fact file a lawsuit. We filed suit in the Northern District of Alabama.
What federal statutes did the EEOC sue under?
We sued under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Title I of the Civil Rights Act of 1991. Both acts prohibit discrimination with respect to sex.
Alysia, you were the lead attorney on this case. Tell us more about this company.
Well, American Freight operates a nationwide chain of warehouse-style discount furniture stores. The company runs about 150 stores across 25 states and has over 1,200 employees nationwide.
What was some of the evidence used to support your determination?
Well, the charge was supported by both strong statistical and anecdotal evidence, which means that not only was there employee and applicant data that suggested discrimination, there was also firsthand accounts of what was occurring in the stores. The employment data showed a statistically significant shortfall in the hiring of women in the warehouse and sales positions, as well as across the company as a whole, which means that there is a statistically significant difference in the amount of women you would expect to have been hired in those positions and the amount of women who were hired in those positions. This discriminatory data and evidence from the statistics was corroborated by many statements reflecting sex bias in hiring by the company's decision makers. Witnesses who worked at American Freight reported that managers described warehouse jobs as man's work. They contended that women working in the warehouse was a distraction, and they bluntly stated, "I don't hire women."
Amazing. You know, it's usually hard to prove why people or groups were not hired. Marsha, when and how did the EEOC learn of the discrimination?
James, as I indicated earlier, a woman who attempted to obtain a job with American Freight came into our offices in 2013. She had attempted to make an application at the Trustful store location. When she arrived at the store, she was met by employees who were encouraged to see her, and they told her that they were hiring. She then wanted and asked to speak to the store manager. When she met with the store manager, however, he told her that they were not in fact hiring and told her that she should come back after the Thanksgiving holiday to see if that was still the case. Still wanting a job, she did return after the Thanksgiving holiday, and again was met by employees at the store who again were encouraging her and told her that there were open positions. She spoke with the manager and asked could she submit an application, and this time he did allow her to submit an application. However, she was not granted an interview. Ironically enough, after 5 men were hired and 3 didn't even have the same level of qualifications that she did. To add further insult, one of the employees who worked at the store told her that the manager was against hiring women, saying statements such as, they bitch too much and they cause problems. After not receiving employment or given an employment opportunity, this female applicant came into our Birmingham district and, as I stated, filed a charge of discrimination.
Wow. Alysia, how did the case resolve?
Well, after the commission filed its lawsuit, American Freight filed a motion to dismiss. This motion to dismiss was outstanding for 2 years, and during this time period, the parties began to discuss resolution of the lawsuit. In February, the company agreed to settle with a consent decree that will be in effect for 3 years.
What are some of the terms of the settlement?
Well, first, the company is providing $5 million to women who were denied jobs at American Freight because of their gender. The company must do outreach to find as many of these discrimination victims as possible, and then damages will be awarded. American Freight has agreed not to discriminate against any job applicant on the basis of sex going forward, and not to retaliate against anyone who complains about discrimination. American Freight will appoint a Title VII coordinator to implement the company's equal employment policies and procedures, and to oversee the company's compliance with the consent decree's terms. The company will create an instatement list of eligible claimants who are qualified but not hired, and who are still interested in working for American Freight. As jobs become available, 1 in every 5 vacancies will be offered to eligible and interested women who are part of this settlement. And finally, the company will provide periodic reports to the EEOC about how many women apply and how many women are hired into sales and warehouse positions. And we ask any female who applied for and was denied employment with American Freight stores after January 1st, 2013, to contact the EEOC as soon as possible. We have a designated email address for this settlement, and it's americanfreight@eeoc.gov.
Marsha, what advice would you give to individuals or groups who are experiencing discrimination at work?
James, I would advise that you immediately contact the EEOC. There are certain time limits in which a charging party or someone who believes they were a victim of discrimination must file a charge. And so let us make that determination, but don't hesitate to come and at least make an inquiry. Below, you can see our contact information. We have a 1-800 number, and we also have a website in which you can fill out or make an inquiry online. Again, don't hesitate. Please reach out to us as soon as you think you may be a victim of discrimination. And of course, all of our services are free.
Thanks, Marsha and Alysia. Again, if you have any questions about the EEOC, how to file a charge, or want to file a charge, visit our website at www.eeoc.gov. And don't forget to click like and subscribe here on YouTube and share this video with all your followers. Everyone, please remember, if you work in this country, discrimination against you is illegal, and the EEOC can help. Thanks for watching.